Alright, it's Henry again, and as 2012 comes to a close, the world didn't end, so that means I get to make a year in review video after all. So this has been a pretty good year for me as far as Gunpla goes, especially just in the building up of my skills and development of my scratch building abilities, which are still a work in progress in and of themselves. But overall, I'm really satisfied with 2012, so now let's take a look at all that I got done. And the first kit I got done in 2012 was, of course, the Master Grade Full Armor Unicorn Gundam Burka. And this is such a big kit that it took me an entire month just to do an OOB paint job. It took me the entire month of January just to get this guy painted, no modifications at all. But the overall look, I think, is really good, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. And the second kit I did in 2012 was the Master Grade Gundam Heavy Arms EW. This was the first Master Grade to be released this year in January. I started on it right at the beginning of February. And didn't do anything special, no modifications, just a copy of the box art paint job, so turned out pretty similar to my other EW Master Grades. That's kind of what I was going for, to have them all match. And I think it looked pretty good. Next up, I did High-Grade Universal Century Banshee, another kit that came out in January. This was kind of just a quick paint job for me. It turned out okay. Honestly, I wasn't really thrilled about the way it turned out. It just didn't look quite as good as I had imagined it in my head. And that's the reason you don't see it spinning before you, because I went ahead and sold it. And I actually sold off a lot of my Gunpla this year. A lot of the kits that I'd finished and some older spray can paint jobs, and Banshee was one of those. And even though I didn't really paint this kit, you'll have to excuse me for padding my video, but this is the ANA Gundam that I did shortly after I began my Oz project and reviewed. And like I said, even though I didn't paint it, this is what the final kit ends up looking like, because I'm not going to be doing any panel lining or painting or anything to it. So just wanted to include this in, since I did technically build this kit this year. After High-Grade Banshee, I started on my Oz project, but I took a little bit of a break to do the Real Grade Gundam Mark II Titans color version. Kind of like Banshee, this is another kit where it just didn't turn out quite as well as I would have liked it to. The colors just didn't work out the way I thought they were going to. And this is another kit that I ended up selling off later on this year. And while still working on my Virgo, I took yet another break to build the B Club Ares. Originally, I'd planned on scratch building an Ares as part of my Oz project, and then, as luck would have it, shortly after I began the Oz project, B Club announced they were going to be releasing a 1:100 scale Ares, which fortunately for me meant that I didn't have to scratch build one. And I guarantee you mine wouldn't have looked nearly as good as this one. Next up is a kit that, again, another special edition kit that I didn't paint, but I did clean up the nub marks on it and do a tutorial on that, so I figured I might as well include it in this video. This is the limited edition Char's Rick Dom. I got this kit in a trade with the Bearded Stranger, and it actually looks pretty darn good considering that I didn't do any painting on it, aside from cleaning up the nub marks, but yeah. Still working on Virgo, I took yet another break to do my 2 beach review kits. The first of those being the High-Grade Universal Century Zagok, and I really like the color scheme I used on this kit. It's not really meant to be camouflage, otherwise the colors would be upside down, black at the top and light blue at the bottom. But I just wanted to give it a nice ocean themed paint job with the ripply water effect on the top, and starting out at light blue, going to pure blue, and then close to black at the bottom. I just really am happy with the way this guy turned out. And my other beach review kit was the High-Grade Universal Century hy-gogg. I actually built and painted these guys in the opposite order that I reviewed them. I built hy-gogg first, but reviewed it second. Hy-gogg was pretty much the same idea as hy-gogg, with the water pattern on the top and then starting at light at the top and working down to darker at the bottom, only using kind of a blue-green rather than pure blue, and I think it turned out really snazzy. And finally, after about 6 months of work, well, more accurately about 3 months of work and 3 months of slacking off, my first scratch-built model kit for the Oz project, the Virgo, is complete. And I don't even know what all to say about this kit that I haven't already said through the course of all the work in progress videos I did on it, but I am really proud of this kit. It's my first completely scratch built model that I've ever made, and I'm just happy to have a 1:100 scale Virgo, something that I can't go out and buy. Now, after I finished Virgo, I actually got to work on Virgo 2 pretty quick. In fact, so far, Virgo 2 is the quickest entry into the Oz project I've done. Well, no, Ares, I guess, was quicker, but still, it only took me about a month and a half to do Virgo 2, using mostly recast parts from Virgo, and then, of course, I had to scratch build those enormous backpacks and shoulder armors, and then modify a few other parts. But overall, I really like the way it turned out. It's got a lot of posability and stability issues, but overall I think it looks better than Virgo 1. And after Virgo 2 was completed, I got to work on Mercurius and Veg8, kind of a dual build, doing them both at the same time. And these guys took me a bit longer than I originally planned. I'd hoped to spend about the same amount of time on them that I spent on Virgo 2, but it took me close to 2 months to finish Mercurius and Veg8 both. But when you consider that I was doing 2 kits at the same time, that's 1 month per kit, and that's really not so bad. And of course the partner to the Mercurius was the Veg8. Veg8 and Mercurius weren't perfect, well, aren't perfect, but they do have some improvements over the 2 Virgos, even though they still do have their faults, so I think I am gradually, slowly getting better and better with each scratch-built model kit I make, so hopefully the next few kits will be even better than the last ones. And the last kit I painted this year was the high-grade Universal Sentry Jesta. This was just a quick little paint job, only took me about 3 days to get it done. But overall, I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. It's one of my better paint jobs that I've done this year, actually. The pre-shading on the dark blue parts and the kind of those bluish, greenish, gray parts turned out really nice, and I really like it a lot. And I kind of hesitate even including this kit in this video, seeing as how it's not finished, but I did start on this kit in 2012, although I won't be able to finish it until January. The Master Grade New Gundam Burka. This was my one and only Gunpla kit that I got for Christmas this year, and it's the only one I wanted, so I guess that makes it alright. So, look forward to seeing this guy done in the next few weeks, and I think it should be a really awesome kit. I'm really looking forward to it. So, that about does it for my 2012 year-in review video, and I thank each and every one of you for sticking by me through the Oz project, and I know my Gunpla output has been slower than usual this year, but, well, that's kind of self-explanatory, seeing as how I've been making my own kits instead of just snapping them together. But the Oz project is about halfway done, so hopefully 2013 we'll see the end of the Oz project, as well as some other stuff. I've already got other kits planned besides just the Oz project for next year, and hopefully 2013 will be even better than 2012. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.